Hello and welcome to this history tutorial on the Nazi German police state. This is for Edexcel GCSE Weimar and Nazi Germany. Today we will cover the different features of the police state, including the Gestapo, the SS, the SD and concentration camps. We'll also look at the Nazi control of the legal system, judges and the law courts. The German state which Hitler created after 1933 was a police state. This was a state in which the Nazi government used the police, often the secret police, to control what people did and what they said. People who did or said anything to harm the state or the Nazi party were punished. The police state was a means of keeping control. Hitler set up his own police and security forces. These were not run by the government. These were run by the Nazi party and accountable to Hitler. Their role was to protect and support the Nazi party. The main organisations used by Hitler to control the Nazi police state were the SS, the SD and the Gestapo. The SS was originally a military group of 240 men set up as a personal bodyguard for Hitler. From 1929 it was run by Heinrich Himmler. It was given its famous black uniforms to distinguish it from the brown shirts, the stormtroopers of the SA. In the 1930s it was the Nazi Party's own private police force and was expanded to 240,000 men. Himmler saw the SS as above the law and believed that their work was for Hitler and Germany. Himmler was very particular about recruitment to the SS. He wanted racially pure German men who were expected to marry racially pure wives to create perfect children. The SD was formed in 1931 by Heinrich Himmler as a security force to monitor opponents. It was led by Reinhard Heydrich. The SD kept a card index with details of everyone suspected of opposing the Nazi Party or the German government. Their aim was to discover enemies of the Nazi Party and have them removed. The Gestapo was Hitler's non-uniformed secret police force. They were set up in 1933 by Hermann Göring, but were placed under SS control in 1934 and Heydrich became their leader in 1936. Their main aim was to identify anyone who criticised or opposed the Nazi government. They spied on people, tapped their phones and used networks of informants. They had permission to torture suspects during questioning or when gaining confessions. The main weapon of the Gestapo was fear, as the German people could not tell them apart from other members of the public. Arguably, the fear was more powerful than the Gestapo itself. They were never more than 30,000 Gestapo to police a population of about 80 million. Concentration camps were created to cope with the growing number of people who were arrested, as by 1939 150,000 people were under protective arrest. The camps were run by the SA and the SS, and the first was opened at Dachau in 1933. In the camps, work was hard, for example breaking stones. The inmates were treated with great brutality and many prisoners died. Another way Hitler controlled the police state was by controlling the legal system. Firstly, Hitler set up the National Socialist League for the maintenance of the law. He insisted all judges had to be members, and if any judges displeased the Nazis, they were denied membership. Next, Hitler abolished trial by jury. Judges decided innocence, guilt and punishment. Finally, Hitler set up a new People's Court to hear cases of treason against the state. Trials were held in secret with no right to appeal against the verdict. Between 1934 and 1939, 534 people were sentenced to death for political offences. Between 1930 and 1932, only 8 people had been sentenced in this manner. In summary, the Nazi police state used terror to control the German people. The black uniforms of the SS and the plainclothes of the Gestapo were feared by the German people. The card index kept by the SD meant records were kept of anyone even suspected of opposing the Nazi Party or the German government. Also, although concentration camps were built in isolated areas, away from the public, rumours leaked out about the conditions there and simply increased the level of fear and control further. Hitler ensured he controlled the legal system through the National Socialist League for the maintenance of the law, abolishing trial by jury and by setting up the People's Court. To get further help, visit history.outwood.com, see your teacher in school, or check out quiz.outwood.com for those sweet revision quizzes. You can also follow the Outwood Humanities team on Twitter at @OGATHumanities. Until next time, that was a little bit of history.